Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this, but in fact it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
So what is up guys, it's me JJ and I'm back. I haven't been making any videos lately because I've been on a trip, but now I'm back. So yeah, this is the police, well this is the police, and it's a game about a police officer, no not really an officer, about corrupt police, I guess, that's how I would call it. So I already played this game entirely, but I did that so I wouldn't end up with a stupid ending when I made the game, the walkthrough or something, I don't know, let's play I guess. But now I know what is a good choice and what is a bad choice, because if I do too many bad choices it's just annoying. But yeah, let's just jump into the story. Okay, so at the beginning of each day you will get a newspaper which says random shit. So civil servants' wages won't be raised this year. Okay, head of culture departments owns villa in Italy. Good to know, great. And cleanness of city streets increased by 20%. Okay, so yeah, you see it's nothing special, it's just random stuff. Let me just start a timer here. Yeah, go to work. So this is the beautiful car we own, which never starts.
The police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes. Could be construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts. My deputy, Francis Kendrick, he recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. It needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Received tips. So, this game has a certain type of humor, which I think is very funny. So, here we have Show Me What You Got, and I'm a 60-year-old police chief, a few months away from retirement. I don't need anyone telling me how to do my job. I'll still show the hints because it's always good to have those. And yeah, this game has very nice cutscenes. I love the art in this game, and I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, let's just press here. So Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignments into shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. Okay, all officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. So this one drinks and is I actually don't know, it's just 3. I don't know what those mean. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policeman. A figure around 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those professionalism is considered considerably higher than average or a safe bet, even a pinch. An individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired your policemen are. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work, and a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel and make a critical error at the job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each workday and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think of to take the day off, while others like to drink much. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusion based on the behavior of your employees. Yeah, okay. I'll just get a glass of water because it's too much talking. Yeah, I'll be there shortly. Okay, so I probably just cut this. If not, then I'm just lazy. But yeah, I enjoyed these games more than Nuclear Throne. Not that I don't like Nuclear Throne. It's just better for making videos because I have stuff to talk about. Maybe a bit too much. I hope this isn't copyrighted music. Oh, yeah, of course. It skipped a portion of the intro. Let me just think about what happened. So, I think it was... Let me just backtrack. Some guy comes into your office and talks to you about your job's gonna end or something. And then he just puts a cigar on your map. I don't remember that much. Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You'll need to send your officers to a crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The farther away the destination is from the police station, the longer it will take your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work. Okay, the easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send on a call. Sorry. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particular risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they might be accompanied by at least one officer. Okay. Oh man. The number of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any available information from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapon and so on. All of this can tell you how serious each case should be taken. A mission might look simple at first glance until it turns into a brutal meat grinder, or a serious call can come in which just turns out to be a false alarm. Okay, hit and run at the Everyday Mall. Yeah. Married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot. Back over a homeless man who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he hit a bum, he got back into the van and quickly drove away. Okay, so 2 officers. I played the game before, so I know how to calculate this. I have to have, I think, a prestige level, I call this prestige level, of 300. So let me just see. 210 and 90, or 120 and 180, I don't have something like that. I'll just send Purdy and Austin. God. I hope this works because that's how I used to play. Okay, the last picture show theater. A fight. Okay, a theater manager reported that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater's security guard. Okay. Let's see. So 2 officers, Yancey and Asano, or yeah, Yancey and Tsubaki. That should work. Then I'll be able to send Kochi and Asano. Price, it's gonna be hard to be working with her because you see, it's 5 prestige points. I'd rather fire her and hire someone else. So hit and run report. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminal and nobody dies. But the truth is, sometimes the criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster, and dead citizens bother the mayor even more than living ones. Okay. That's good. So Austin now has 100 prestige points. Let's see. Finja caught. Officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Okay, great. They also get 10 prestige points with each, I guess, crime that they not solve, but I don't know, just help out with. But sometimes if you send a lot of cops, it turns into 5 per person. So yeah, Kochi and Asano. Kochi is actually the person I use the most in my last run through for this game. Kind of annoying that she died. I really don't like it, but yeah. That's not a spoiler, it can happen. It's an RNG game, I guess. Sometimes if you send a lot of cops that are good, they still fail. It's just, yeah, it's RNG. Purdy and Austin. Okay, let me just read this because I always forget to read those. Suburb. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed the videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. The criminal fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown. The owner is one Janet Brown. What? Who lives in the suburbs. I don't know if that was an error, but I know that in this game there are a bunch of errors, grammatic errors. Well, I can't even say anything myself. Jeez. Ghetto. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician. They ran away with his guitar and his money. So I'll send 3 cops. So 450 would be perfect for this, but I don't see this working, so let me just send them. Price, why not? I mean, I can fire her anyways, but yeah, 3 is better than 2. Work perfectly, so yeah. Let's see. Okay, so this was what I was about to be talking about. So when cops are unsure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. Okay. So, yeah, this is where the humor comes in. Sometimes they have brutal things in these options, sometimes they have funny things, and sometimes they just have, well, how normal police officers would respond to these. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sound of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Yeah, okay. Turn on siren loudspeaker and shout that the house is surrounded. Sneak into the house through an open window, knock on the door, and open police. Okay, so this would be, I don't think they would be doing that. I think they just knock on the door and say open police. I might be doing another run through where I just do the funny things or just the brutal things. Yeah, it's funny. So it was, I don't know, they just, yeah, I'm not gonna be saying anything now. So Yancy, Tsubaki, and Price are there. And worked out great. Okay. So the police station is here. And I can end the day already. That is weird. I thought it wasn't until 2 o'clock in the morning. If you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come and work overtime. But if they're working flat out, they'll be more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. Okay, so I'm not gonna send them to shift A because I don't need it. These are pretty low people right here. These are higher, but I'm not gonna change anything now because I'm probably just gonna fire some of these. Roy, probably because she's over age. Yeah, too old.
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand. Christopher G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop this video here because I've already been making this video too long, but Christopher Sand is basically the mafia boss, I'd say. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and till next time.